Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so pumped that you're here. I'm going to be talking to you about Shakeology this morning. All right. And I want to start by just kind of sharing my experience with it. When I came into coaching, I was very familiar with Beachbody because I'd been doing Beachbody programs for years and years and years. I was actually teaching Turbo Kick in a gym. Hey, Jessica. And I was doing Insanity. I was actually bringing teachers into my classroom to do Insanity with me. And at the end of every Insanity workout or any of our programs at that time, the DVD, there would be this Shakeology ad at the end of it. Every time I saw that Shakeology ad, I would roll my eyes. I was like, I freaking hate shake companies. Stupid shake companies. They are just trying to make us make money off of us. That was my overall impression of not Beachbody, but the entire health industry in itself, right? And I just had this really negative opinion about any company that had a shake, literally. And so when I decided to become a coach, for me, it was really based more upon my love of the workouts. However, when I decided to become a coach and I knew I wanted to give this a fair shot, I committed to everything that first 30 days. I said, okay, I will drink Shakeology every single day. I didn't believe in it at that point. I was like, meh. I was like, I will follow. For me personally, I chose portion control, 21-day fixed nutrition plan, or ultimate portion fixed nutrition plan. I chose that and I said, okay, I'm going to follow that for 30 days. And I did that because I knew I needed to see what Shakeology did for me. And I needed to see what our nutrition plans did for me personally to have confidence in what I was doing as a coach, right? And I kid you not, I took my day one photos and I was pissed off about what I look like. And I also looked at my husband, I said, I'm not going to see a change in 21 days because I was doing 21-day fix. I truly did not believe that. However, I did a trust fall. I drank Shakeology every single day. I followed the portion control plan. I learned it as if I was going to teach it to someone else. And I did my workouts every day. What happened over those 21 days still blows my freaking mind. Blows my mind, you guys. I actually come from a background where I have a nutrition background. I used to teach nutrition to high school students. However, I never actually practiced what I preached until I became a coach. In that 21 days, but I thought I knew it all, even though I'd never really practiced any of it. In that 21 days, everything changed. So as a new coach coming into this business, or maybe as a veteran coach and you've never actually went all in with trusting our plans, right? This is going to give you the confidence to speak to Shakeology for yourself, to speak to our nutrition plans. Micah's going to be talking more about nutrition later on, so I'm not going to touch on that, the nutrition plans. But for me, when I started drinking Shakeology, I did not really believe in it. I was like, whatever, I'll try it. I knew it tasted good. I actually never, ever ate breakfast until I became a coach at 27 years old. I skipped breakfast my entire life, basically. And so I started having Shakeology for breakfast. I'll never forget 14 days in. If you know me, I hate mornings. I still hate mornings. However, 14 days in, it was the weekend. And I'm like, at that time, I slept in on the weekends. 14 days in, I jumped out of bed, excited to drink my shake and work out. And I had energy in the morning. I never had energy in the morning before. And I was like, whoa, maybe there's something to this. 14 days in, I'm going to talk about why this might be in a second. Additionally, something else happened. My husband, who did not change his nutrition habits, and he did not work out with me. He literally watched me work out. And then he still ate saltine crackers in bed at night and gummy bears. The only thing he changed was adding Shakeology to his lunch because at the time he was an equine surgeon, super busy. So he took his shake and he drank it every day for lunch. My husband lost 12 pounds in 21 days by adding Shakeology and changing no other things. Nothing else. He changed nothing else, I promise you. My mind was blown. So by drinking Shakeology every day, I felt the difference. And by my husband drinking Shakeology, I saw him lose weight. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about Shakeology, the resources, and kind of go a deep dive here. But by the end of this 30 days, of your first 30 days as a coach, after you receive Shakeology, you should have your own Shakeology experience to share. You should be drinking it every single day. You should be trying different recipes with it. I have my shake every day, but then I also use it as desserts. So in the beginning, I was doing all of these things so I could speak to the different recipes I tried, the different desserts I made with it. So I could, one, help my customers in the future do the same thing, but also figure out how I liked it best and how it was helping me best. And it helped on all the levels. All right. So I'm going to give you some fun behind the scenes facts that actually myself and Micah learned when we had dinner with Carl. Man, was it 3 years ago? We had dinner with Carl in LA 3 years ago for our superstar dinner. It was just Micah and myself that year. And we got to sit down and have like really personal conversations with Carl. And we learned a few things. So the creators of Shakeology are Isabel Deichler and Darren O'Lean, who is our ingredient hunter, if you will. Isabel, who is also Carl's wife, I always just thought she was the wife who like needed a side gig, so she decided to look into Shakeology. Not true at all. Fun fact number one, Isabel Deichler was actually a huge Hollywood celebrity trainer. She trained Brad Pitt for the Fight Club. Remember that body? And so she was actually super, super well respected in Hollywood already for her personal training and nutritional expertise prior to ever coming to Beachbody. She actually came to Beachbody as a company, came to Carl and said, I have this amazing shake. And if you're serious about helping people in their health, you'll try it, love it, and you'll offer it to people because this is a nutritional game changer. Carl was like, no, not interested. Isabel looked at Carl and said, well, if you offer any other shake, your shake is shit, and walked out of the room. This is before they were married. Isn't this crazy? Fun behind the scenes story. And so she came back 2 more times. She's like, you need my shake because this is a difference maker. This is a difference maker for people. So Isabel came into this with a passion. It wasn't like Beachbody was trying to push shakes. Isabel was approaching Beachbody and saying, this needs to be in everyone's kitchen because of the value it offers, because of what it does for people's bodies, what it does for their health, and what it does for their functionality. Later, Darren joined the treat team because when Beachbody decided to take on Shakeology, they started to expand. And Shakeology currently still does 1,500 tests on Shakeology to make sure that it is the highest standard possible. There aren't regulations. The FDA does not regulate supplementation, you guys, which is actually bananas if you think about it. That you go in GNC and the FDA does not regulate what we're putting in our body. Our company has the highest level of integrity, and they're actually going above and beyond. They're not just trusting some company to produce a shake and trusting that, you know, it's been tested for pesticides and what is where I'm looking for, chemicals, all those things. Beachbody is actually doing their own testing to make sure when we get it, it is the highest standard, and it is not, it's being grown from the highest standard. We're growing these things all over the world, bringing in the highest ingredients possible, putting them into our shake. And we're making sure that when we make the shake, we are not stripping it of its nutritional density. Right? Because this is a nutritional shake. Okay. So Shakeology is not a meal replacement shake. It is not a protein shake, you guys. When people say to you, I don't need a protein shake, I have one, the answer is Shakeology is not a protein shake. Beachbody is not a weight loss shake. Does it have protein? Absolutely. Will it help you lose weight? Absolutely. But it is not those things. It is a nutritional shake, okay? So to geek out really quickly for you all, I want you guys to think about this. Our bodies are made up of trillions of cells, trillions of cells. These cells are also regenerating every single day to continue building and helping us function. Our cells are doing this based upon what we put in our body. What we ingest is our fuel. It is our function, and it is how we feel. We should take what we put in our body insanely seriously, because those things on a micronutrient level is fueling every single cell in our body. If you feel like crap, look at what you're eating. Look at what you're putting in your mouth. And I'm pretty sure we can look across, especially America, and we can see all of the crap that is in the grocery stores. Overprocessed junk food that is not doing anything for our nutritional well-being. Okay? Beachbody has provided a shake that is seriously the building blocks, the foundation of our health and our functionality. We take that very, very, very seriously. Okay. So I'm not going to get into like all the nitty gritties of ingredients. We'll talk about that, but we'll talk about how to find those things. But when we think about most of our clientele, right? Most of our clientele and what they are coming to us to achieve, right? Our people want more energy. Yes. What do your clients want? Tell me in the chat thread. What are your people trying to achieve when they come to you? I know most of the people I talk to, they're tired, they're sluggish, they have brain fog, they don't feel good, they want to lose weight. All of these things link back to proper nutrition. And we absolutely have our nutrition plans that are all about whole foods and clean eating. However, even with that, there will be nutritional deficiencies, because what we are ingesting in the vitamins and nutrients that we need to function optimally goes so much farther than just the food we can take in, okay? So, and on top of that, when people come to us and they want to lose weight, all right, I want you guys to think about this. How many of you guys have been in this cycle before? Okay, you've been in this cycle, right? You're like, okay, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to start eating healthy. With that, I'm also going to start eating at a deficit because I've been eating, far too much, right? So, if you're following bracket A from 21-Day Fix, is 1,200 calories of clean whole foods, right? In that, right, you're cutting out nutrition and vitamins that we need. So you're going through this, right? And if you're eating those things, you're missing out on vitamins and nutrients that you need that are going to make you feel good. So the first few days, you're eating 1,200 calories, 1,400 calories, right? But we know that you need 2,000 calories a day to really function optimally. That's when you look at that nutritional label, right? It's 2,000 calories a day to make sure you're getting all the nutrients and vitamins. It says it on the back of everything that you eat, right? So you need that, but you're eating from a deficit. So you're going along, you feel good, but man, day 5, you start to feel tired. You start to have cravings. You want to eat everything. You're a little irritable. You're yelling at your spouse, right? And it's because our body is lacking all of the nutrition that it needs. Shakeology fills in those gaps with the highest level of quality product possible. That you would have to consume so much food to bring in this level of nutritional density that Shakeology gives you, okay? So we break that diet cycle, we break the cravings, we break the hunger. We stop that when we are drinking Shakeology every single day. It usually takes 10 to 14 days to build up in your system and to fill in those nutritional gaps. That's why we say drink it daily. It's not because it's a meal replacement shake or it's not magic. It's simply nutrition in science on a cellular level. It's literally help regenerating our bodies and helping us function optimally. Okay. So when we are doing that, even if we are trying to lose weight, we're filling in the gaps with Shakeology. So we do not have cravings. So we are not hungry. And so we have energy. So we are not dragging through the day. That's what Shakeology is going to do for you. All right. Additionally, when that happens, you're going to also reap all the other benefits of the 50 ingredients in this, from probiotics, prebiotics, adaptogens, all of those things. All right. So that is the importance of Shakeology. And when you feel that, you can speak to it when your customer is talking to you. You understand why you need to let your customers know to drink Shakeology, how it's going to help them. I'm going to show you some resources in just a minute. Okay. So when people come to me, when I have people who come to me, and the first thing we always ask people, right, is what are your goals? And maybe they want to lose weight or they want to have more energy. Those are usually the two goals I'm always faced. I don't want to feel, I feel blah. I don't feel good. Food, nutrition, Shakeology, that's going to fix it. Working out isn't necessarily going to make someone feel good, you guys. You're leaving everything off the table that is truly going to impact the foundation of how they feel. And that is what we put in our body. And that is the nutrients and vitamins they need to function optimally. So when people are saying these things to me, I can speak directly to Shakeology and say, here is why you need this. Here's how it's going to make you feel. Here's the difference that you are going to see with Shakeology. All right. When people come to me and they're like, well, I don't want to do the shakes, right? How many of you guys have ever heard that? I don't want to do the shakes. Just based upon what I just told you alone, I think you should be able to tell them like why the shakes are important for them based upon their personal goals. However, when I'm speaking to that and say, here is why you need this, here's how it's going to make you feel, here's the difference that you are going to see with Shakeology. All right. When people come to me and they're like, well, I don't want to do the shakes, right? How many of you guys have ever heard that? I don't want to do the shakes. Just based upon what I just told you alone, I think you should be able to tell them like why the shakes are important for them based upon their personal goals. However, when I'm speaking to that, I let them know what I just told you, why it's going to make them feel good, how it's going to make them feel. And I say, based upon your goals, I ask that you try this for 30 days because I know what your goals are, X, Y, and Z. And I know that this is going to help you feel X, Y, and Z. After the 30 days, you can decide if it's not for you. But I want you to experience what it feels like to function at your very best, to have that level of nutrition in your body that you've probably, if you're an American, like, and if you're not a health nut, which most people aren't, right? If they haven't experienced that, they've never felt this good, but they're literally don't know how it feels to feel this good. Okay. So I just tell them that, like, I asked all of my clients to try this for 30 days with Shakeology because I know the difference it will make on literally a cellular level that you're going to feel every single day. There is a 30-day bottom of the bag guarantee. You do not have to continue drinking after 30 days if you do not want to, if you don't feel a difference. But for those first 30 days, and because I want you to get the most out of this online boot camp and out of my groups, and I know you're coming to me because you want awesome results, both physically and mentally, here's what I recommend. And Shakeology is a part of that. It is required in my groups, and I ask that you start with that for 30 days. And additionally, y'all, they're getting those shakes for $60. $60. So they're getting the most nutritional meal of their day for $2 with the challenge pack offer, right? Crazy, crazy. Now, all right. What time am I at? Oh crap, I'm way overboard. All right, so a few other things that I'm going to leave you with here. I'm going to edit this caption here. I'm going to have some resources for you because honestly, Shakeology is so much. I'm going to add some resources to this thread. And one is going to be what I call the Shakeology Vital Behaviors Guide. I created this along with Jamie a few years ago. And this is how I encourage people. I encourage you to look at this guide and use it to educate your current online boot camp. In this guide, you see how I speak to people in my online boot camp about Shakeology. I offer recipes, I offer science and data, and I offer testimonials as posts. So they see all three of those things. I additionally, when I am checking in with my customers, I am asking them, how are you liking Shakeology? Have you been drinking it daily? And if they're like, no, I haven't been drinking it daily, I'm like, why not? You have to ask that question. So you'll see how I have that conversation around Shakeology with my current online bootcamp participants. All right, so you're gonna see that there. I'm also gonna add a video from the back office where you can learn more about Shakeology. You're gonna do that independently. And then one from Shay Stanford. I just really like her framing of this. I'm gonna add that there as well, that you guys can do more research on your own time outside of this. Your call to action for today, though, is I want you to pull up any of these resources or pull up Google, and I want you to research one ingredient that is in Shakeology, because there's a lot, there's 50. And I want you to share about that ingredient in the comments below on here. But I also want you to share. So your next call to action is your social media post. So on your Facebook and Instagram stories, both stories, you should be sharing to Facebook and Instagram, assuming you have both. I want you to share something that you have either learned about Shakeology or your experience with Shakeology in your Instagram stories, okay, and Facebook stories. So you're going to be sharing your experience or something that you have learned, either one, whichever one you feel more passionate about, okay? And then I am going to challenge you guys to create a post this week based around your nutritional shake. Now, a few guidelines for this. You don't need to go post a shake selfie. They don't need to see that, right? So you don't need to go post a Shakeology selfie. And you don't even need to use the word Shakeology. You can use my nutritional shake. Here's why nutrition, here's how I get proper nutrition every day. And share about your nutritional shake, aka Shakeology, and how it has improved your health, your experience with it, why you love it, or maybe it's just a fun fact that you've learned this week. And I want you to share that with your audience as a post this week. Okay? All right. That is it. Again, I will add this all to the captions. All right. Any questions before I hop off? Okay. Cool. All right, guys. Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.